This week on Gym Right Live, we welcome to the show Marcus Dedina of AMP as we discuss everything you need to know about selling your gym's apparel online. There's some little known regulations HQ has on selling merch with the word CrossFit on it, even if you are affiliated. We'll discuss that plus the magic of printing on demand and how it solves a common problem for most gym owners. For all of you listening to this via audio only, be sure to head over to facebook.com/gymright to check out the video version of this interview. Now, if you're a gym owner watching this and thinking to yourself, you know what, I sure would love to have access to a special community exclusively for gym owners where I could find tons of great conversations, interviews, and step-by-step how-tos of some of the most effective strategies out there. Guess what? You're in luck. Simply type the word join in the comments below and you'll get access to the network. This is our free private Facebook group exclusive to motivated gym owners just like you, where you will get access to all that wonderful stuff, including our 2019 Gym Sales and Marketing Planner, which will help make this the best year of your business yet. Again, just type the word join now so you can get access to all this great stuff and so you can start taking your gym owner game to the next level. All right, let's get this party started. You know, you'd think. All right, hello and welcome to this week's episode of Gym Right Live. I'm your host, Marcus Gurzy, and this week we welcome to the show special guest and good friend of mine, Mr. Marcus Dedina. Pleasure to finally have you on the show, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So you actually made the trek up to St. Clemente here where we are so we can do this thing live, which is the first time I'm doing this with someone actually in the room. Normally we're doing this remote. Anyway, so Marcus, you are you're a long-standing, I guess, icon in the industry. No, you've been in this game a long time, man. You're an affiliate owner. You were a regionals athlete. You started a little company known as AsRx, where you guys really made your mark, I think, in this industry as far as apparel and I think a lot of like the trends and even kind of like fashion style that a lot of people have in this industry stems from a lot of the creative work you guys did with AsRx and the designs and things that you guys kind of put into circulation back in the day. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
So, where to start? So I started CrossFitting in 2006. First, I got to have a disclaimer. My regionals appearance was pre-qualification.
Before it was hard?
So you just walk on. I ended up, I think, 75th out of about 100 people. So I wasn't necessarily...
Not the point.
Yeah. So I don't want to boast about my physical prowess here. That's not why I'm here. But, I started CrossFitting in 2006 out of CrossFit Oahu in Hawaii. Just found CrossFit in a park, old school style. Became a coach there. My original company that I started when I got into CrossFit was actually called Sites as Prescribed, which I started in 2007. We were the first CrossFit specific website company. And then that was mainly just because CrossFit Oahu needed a website, and I was a website guy at the time. And then sorry, I'm actually out of breath still from the burpees that I did.
This guy's so legit. He was doing burpees a little while ago.
And then, shortly thereafter, we started Life as RX, which was our apparel brand, and that kind of defined a lot of what I did for the, next 8 or 9 years.
Right.
Moved to California. We really went after it. We were pretty young, new business owners. Didn't necessarily know exactly what we were doing except making cool T-shirts. During that time, I spent, a lot of time with CrossFit headquarters, working with them. Became part of the CrossFit Gymnastics certification staff. Have been coaching. Started an affiliate in 2012, and then started AMP a little over a year ago.
Right on. Now, tell us a little bit about AMP and what you guys are doing now.
So AMP was this. It was actually kind of an idea that's lasted or been around for a long time. So when we started the original Life as RX, we also created a brand called Affiliates as RX, which a lot of people don't necessarily know as much about that as they do Life as RX.
Active was my gym was one of your guys' customers. Yeah.
Well, and what a lot of people also don't know is that was by far the most lucrative part of the business. Was we had about 3,000 affiliates on our roster at our peak, and we were printing apparel via screen printing. So it was a really tough process. We were shipping all over the world. There were, affiliates in Australia having us order stuff for them and produce stuff for them. And at one point, as I said, we were pretty young, new entrepreneurs, and we weren't really that savvy when it came to how we were managing our money. And we got to a point where Life is RX, specifically the brand, it had value, but we just didn't have enough money to make ends meet necessarily. And so we found a decent company that we sold to. We sold the brand Life is RX, and affiliates stayed with two of my business partners that helped start Life is RX, Brian and Alex. And then I went with the brand Life is RX and the company that bought us. And I think there was a point where, Alex being the person that managed the affiliate side of things, he wanted to move on and do some different things. So we ended up shutting down the affiliate division. And then shortly thereafter, we worked with Life is RX for a while. I worked for the company. And then I moved on too. And so I found myself as a sort of a free agent. You were actually a big part of that during that time. And I had always had this idea in my head that affiliates still have a really big problem to face when it comes to apparel, and I was one of them. And it was actually pretty frustrating because I am a t-shirt guy. That's what I'm known for the most part in this CrossFit industry, is the guy that can produce t-shirts and products like that. And I would struggle with my own gym. Minimums were really small. You wanted to come out with a bunch of designs, and it just wasn't possible with screen printing. So I knew about the direct-to-garment world, these DTG machines. We actually owned a few with Life is RX, and then the company that bought Life is RX had a few more. The problem was, speed. It was 2 to 3 minutes a shirt. Quality wasn't very good, and the technology was just not quite there.
Right.
But I knew that at some point there was going to be a switch, and that switch was going to be kind of, the way I explained it is how taxis were and now how Uber is.
Right.
I feel like that's what's going to happen with screen printing. Screen printing is really old school. There's a lot of work that has to be put in just to produce a single shirt, and these, machines are pretty archaic. It's just an old school style way of doing things. So I went on a hunt to find a good direct-to-garment machine, and I did. I found a company that's actually right here, and partnered with them, and they have a machine called the Oval Jet, which can produce about just under 400 shirts an hour, full color, and the software and everything we've partnered with makes it so it's print on demand, so a single shirt gets printed when it's ordered. And the quality it was pretty good, and now it's getting very, very good, and I've even seen some stuff that I would say blows screen printing out of the water. And so, having found that, I knew I had to get some solid business partners to help me manage the things that I didn't necessarily think I was that good at. And so I pulled in a couple of my buddies that are, really business savvy. They manage a lot of the things that I don't, and we started AMP. So, I needed the good partners, which I got. I needed the technology, which we found, and then the next step was, are we allowed to do this?
Right.
So, I reached out to some of my friends at CrossFit headquarters, and the first answer was basically, no, you can't. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to sell anything that says CrossFit on it online unless you're Reebok or CrossFit.
Well, let's pause on that. Let's expand on that a little bit, because I think that's a really important point to understand. That's actually one of the main reasons too I wanted to get you on today, so that people watching this can really understand how the rules work with this. So if you are a registered CrossFit affiliate, right? So you are licensing CrossFit. So you own, for example, Dynamis CrossFit, right? You as Dynamis CrossFit have the right to put the logo on, your building, and, to use the name CrossFit. You cannot, however, use the word CrossFit to sell anything online. So for example, you cannot put up a shirt on your online store for your gym's website, or a coffee mug that has your logo and name on it online to sell it. That actually goes against your license agreement, right?
So yeah, I mean, we always encourage affiliates to look at their licensing agreement and determine what they see in there. So I don't want to say specifically, but from our understanding, the affiliate isn't supposed to be selling products online as if it's an apparel company. So when you're licensing out the CrossFit affiliate name, what you're doing is you're licensing out the ability to do a fitness system that is CrossFit and use that name for the fitness system. So anything that has to do with products is intended to be promotion.
Right.
So that's what the way CrossFit looks at it. And the way they look at it that way, at least from our understanding, is because they have agreements with companies like Reebok. And Reebok paid a good amount of money to own the word
Consider
CrossFit on apparel, and they sell those products online.
Right.
And so, you know, the way that CrossFit looks at anything that has the name on it that's being sold online, it could be detrimental to their trademark. And
Sure.
it's infringing on that. And it's, you know, the way I look at it is a lot of affiliates might say, well, why? We're affiliates. We want to be able to sell our products. We want to make more money. But, you know, they have to protect themselves just like how an affiliate might feel they need to protect themselves if an affiliate moves in right next door, right? You know, you want that differentiation between promotion and apparel sales is looked at as like a product. And I think that's the way they look at it. And so when we work with them, we make sure to, you know, check anything that might, you know, toe the line of being a little bit not allowed. And one of the big rules is we make sure that the affiliate's full name is always on the shirt. So that's one of the things that they always want. And so, you know, when it comes to these bigger companies that are out there, Cafe Press or somebody, there's a lot of problems that these bigger companies are having because they don't have that filter like we are. So people can go on and they can, you know, download the Starbucks logo and then add their CrossFit affiliate name on it and throw it up on Cafe Press and start selling it. Well, that puts somebody like the affiliate and CrossFit and print, you know, the Cafe Press or Printful or one of those companies all at risk because they just took a logo that they're not supposed to be using and put it up for sale. So
yeah, I think it's really important to understand, and I appreciate how you're approaching the whole legal, you know, we're not going to make any legal
I'm no
claims.
lawyer, so
Neither am I. And so, you know, anyone watching this, you know, definitely, you know, make sure you review this with your attorney, but based on my review with my attorney at the time with my affiliate, you know, it was very clear to us because we actually made that mistake. We actually had an app developed for our gym maybe 5 years ago or something like that, and we got a cease and desist for it.
Yeah.
Because it was on the app marketplace with our logo, and you know, although it felt ridiculous at first, once we actually sat down and read the contract that was our license agreement, it was like, okay, I get it. Like, it seems silly to me as the gym owner, but if you think of it from CrossFit's standpoint, it makes total sense because it would have this massive gray area out there of people misusing the brand and all that sort of thing. So anyway, so what you guys have though is you guys as AMP are the only officially licensed by CrossFit company. So you guys are the only ones, if someone as an affiliate owner wants to sell their apparel online, you guys, if they do it through you, it is in line with their...
Yeah, we're 100% legit with these guys. So yeah, we went through great lengths to make sure that we would do everything the way that HQ wants it and also make it, you know, something viable for the affiliates. And we've managed to do that. And, you know, there's not that many hurdles to jump over when it comes to anything that has to do with the CrossFit trademark and your affiliate. It's really make sure your whole name's on there. Make sure you're not taking from something that could already be trademarked and, you know, maybe not something vulgar, you know, or overly controversial. And even with that, sometimes CrossFit's a little bit loose, as you probably know. Probably more so than a lot of other corporations.
No doubt. So and what you guys are doing, I think, is really cool for a variety of reasons. For number one, I mean, you guys are the only officially licensed apparel company to do this, right? So it helps make this possible for people because I know that there are probably thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of affiliates out there that I know that have online stores selling their stuff. They don't know that they're doing anything wrong. So this is an easy way to do that. But what makes it even cooler is what you guys actually offer for people from like the process that you guys have, the design assist. Can you walk us through like what you guys do for an affiliate? So let's say I come to you as an affiliate, I want to jump on board. What am I getting? What's the process? How's it work?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, when I went through this process to get this thing started, the way I approached it was as the owner of Dynamis CrossFit, you know, and even with the design background and apparel background, one of the things I realized is I just don't have very much time. And so when we created this system, we didn't want it to be this full DIY situation where, you know, hey, here's our app and add your graphic and then create an account and do all this. So I knew that was going to be a tough thing to do because it's got to be somewhat of a manual process, but that's what we've created. So the way it works is as the affiliate, you contact us via our website. If you're you are a licensed CrossFit affiliate, which you have to be on our site. You send us your graphics, high resolution graphics. Tell us what you want as far as the products go. Obviously, since it's print on demand, there are only certain products that you can choose from, but we do Next Level, Bella Canvas, Independent Trading Company. There's even other brands on there that a lot of affiliates may not want, like Gildan and Hanes and stuff like that. You tell us what you want, what colors you want, send us your graphics, and then we set up your store within 48 hours, send you the link, you send it out to all your members. We'll even help you with that, maybe help design newsletter or something like that. And then every month you get money put in your bank account through ACH, and that's it. And if you want to do new designs, we offer design services. We have about 13 different designers we work with, and I'll do a consult with you directly to come up with whatever the concept is and then put it up, and that's it. It's very, very easy.
Awesome. So I send you guys the logos, stores up within 48 hours. What does it mean for me as an owner? So what problem is this solving? Like, because there's a big problem, right, with stocking inventory and tying up cash and having to do big purchases and things like that, which in essence you guys have now completely eliminated.
Yeah. So I mean, that's it, right? Not a lot of affiliates have, an extra couple $1,000s to buy an entire apparel line for, a spring summer launch. It doesn't really work that way for an affiliate. And even if they do, they're not necessarily wanting to bank on the fact that 2 or 3 designs are just going to kill it. And if they don't kill it, then they're going to sit in inventory, which usually means somewhere where it's getting dirty and it's not a warehouse.
Right.
And so, those were the same issues I had. At Dynamis, there was one point, having run through screen printing, I had shirts sitting for a couple of years. At one point, you have the $5 bin.
Right.
It costs you $8 to make the shirt. You're selling it for $5. So those are all the problems we're solving, is that print on demand situation where you don't spend any money until you actually make the money first. And I think that's really beneficial, not just for these CrossFit gyms, but I think in a whole, the small businesses are going to really benefit from this.
Got it. So what are there costs associated with getting your store set up and kind of getting going?
No, we set it all up for free. So
oh wow.
Yeah, so we don't charge. I didn't want to have a situation where we're trying to take money from affiliates that need money. I think that there's plenty of those people out there that are asking for cash, and they're not trying to necessarily give away anything. They're trying to make money on these affiliates. When obviously our business makes money on affiliates too, but we don't want to charge you up front and then not have you make any money, because we don't know necessarily if your shirts are even going to sell. Right. We have a really efficient system to get the store set up really fast. We can do it in about 30 minutes to an hour. And so we're willing to take that hit and bank on the fact that you're going to sell a handful of t-shirts at least. So.
Awesome. Now, you've got some pretty cool stuff in the works. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag for what may or may not be public information yet. We're just chatting about.
Yeah, we could say it.
So what's around the corner for AMP?
For AMP, or
let's start with AMP.
Yeah. Well, we're developing an app right now that could be helpful for affiliates. I don't know for sure if that's going to be something we're going to be allowed to do, but we are developing an app and the app that we currently use is just becoming more efficient for our own use. So that's really big. And we're adding more products. Our production facility, now we have one here and in Kentucky, and we're hoping to go international by the end of next year.
Right on.
So at that point, probably within the next 2 or 3 years, we'll be able to be worldwide for all of our production throughout the for all international affiliates. We currently ship international from here, and we actually have quite a few that are on our roster that are international. So those are the big ones right now, on top of just adding product. At some point, the print-on-demand industry is going far beyond just apparel. So, our hopes that you might see a lot of other products, hard goods. You talked about coffee cups and stuff like that.
Right.
Believe it or not, one of the biggest sellers online, for customization. Every business wants coffee cups.
Right.
So a lot of those things we're looking into, and we're going to try to dial it in. But the most important thing for me and for our business is to make it easier, more efficient, and hopefully better pricing for these affiliates. I think one of the big differences between our business and a big company, say Printful, is Printful's business model is to create a product that's a single print-on-demand product for that customer to buy at almost full retail. So if you go on to Printful and you set up your products, you're going to pay a pretty good amount for that single shirt, but you still get to, if it's your bowling club or whatever, you still get to make shirts and everybody pitches in and buys the shirt. But our model's different because we're trying to make the affiliate money. So we have to have our pricing at a level where they can also make money and not just sell promotional t-shirts for their affiliate. So we've managed to do that. Affiliates make a decent amount of money per shirt, and we're hoping that the more affiliates we add, the lower we can get our overall prices and then pass that on to the affiliate.
Got it. So what, if you don't mind my asking, like what are kind of some like margins or some examples of like a t-shirt? Like, so as an affiliate owner versus like what someone might sell it for, right?
Yeah. The easiest example would be a standard men's t-shirt with a single hit. One of the benefits that we also have with the print-on-demand service and the direct-to-garment machines is that you don't pay for extra colors. So you could have 50 colors on your shirt.
Right, you guys can print like straight up photographs.
Yeah, you print anything. It's just like how you take a piece of paper, put it in your printer and print it out. Same thing, except that it's a t-shirt.
Right.
So you can print anything. And so... sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was the question?
Margins. So
the
like
margins,
what's someone looking at for a men's t-shirt, single hit?
So a single hit men's t-shirt, like next level, 50-50. The retail is going to go about $25 and the affiliate will make around 10.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So they make $10 and they don't do anything.
Right. It's literally online. Someone can go and order it and it just shows up on their doorstep. Gym owner had to do zero aside from that initial setup.
Yep.
Right.
And we have, if there's any issues with the prints or even sizing, we replace it and we'll work with the customer directly. So we do all the customer service also.
Got it. Do you guys help, for example, what if a gym is doing like a pre-order on like a design they want to do? Like they want to do like a bulk order of any kind. Is that possible?
Yeah. So so if you're an affiliate, you have your own login. And if you log into the site, all of your pricing shows up as wholesale pricing.
Okay.
So you can go in, you can order whatever you want, you get that wholesale pricing, and you can just do that bulk order and get it all delivered at once.
Sweet. So it's not just the stuff that's online. You can still do wholesale ordering directly through that same platform.
Yeah. So, what we do for our two gyms, Diamond Bar CrossFit and Dynamis CrossFit, is we'll order something like 10 to 20 shirts a month. Nothing crazy, but we get some of the fresh designs in.
Right.
People see them. We usually sell those pretty fast, but then other people see them and then they go online and purchase them.
Right.
So, one thing we encourage our affiliates to do when they first start is to buy one of everything.
Right.
Buy one of everything. It works as a display. I think that's a huge bonus. You see a lot higher sales when people do that because they can see it, they can feel it, and like, okay, I want that. And like, all right, well, go to this link and then you can buy it directly.
Right. Even if you're doing a pre-order, right? So one of the things we teach in doing pre-orders is as you're doing this limited edition order run is to actually buy yourself and your staff the apparel while you're doing the pre-order launch, wear it around, do a lifestyle shoot, like actually you and your coaches wearing this stuff.
Yep.
To actually do the promotional stuff while you're doing the pre-order, right? So that it's like more than almost double sales oftentimes if people see you wearing it.
Yeah, right.
You're the icon. You're the mascot of the gym as coaches and owners, right? So wear it in front of them. Now it looks even cooler than just like a mock-up on a poster or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And even as easy as it is just to click on a link and go, view the store, a lot of people just don't have time to do it, but they see it, they see you wearing it and like, oh man, I want that. And then that clicks, then they're willing to click on that link and go purchase the shirt.
Awesome. So you guys have an app that you guys are working on. What else do you have up your sleeve?
Well, as I mentioned before, we sold Life is RX, the brand. And, the company we sold to was actually a really good company. I just don't think that they necessarily understood this industry as much as we probably thought they did, or maybe that we worked the way we would work together. And they historically have been a large format print company. So they went back to that, and Life is RX was just sitting dormant. So we approached them, and about 5 months ago, we actually purchased the brand back. So now I own Life is RX again, and we're going to be relaunching it hopefully in the next couple months, pre-games. The goal for Life is RX, in hindsight's 2020, there was a point where Life is RX became As RX. And during that time, the idea that I had in my head as the person managing it and running it was that I wanted to be this athletic apparel brand. I think that when Reebok came in and Nike started to be interested, you kind of had this idea, or I had this idea of like, I want to be one of those guys, you know? And I think now looking back, I realized we were never one of those guys. And in some ways, we were sort of the anti of those types of brands. And, you know, we were a cultural brand. We made funny and fun and, you know, graphic tees. And that was really what we were best at. And so now going back and relaunching, we're going to relaunch as the brand Life as Prescribed. We're going to go back old school graphic tees and make it a lifestyle brand like it always was and really was intended to be, which I'm really excited about because it's kind of going back to the roots of what we've always done. And there's a lot of carryover into AMP. You know, the design world is something that I've been a big part of in CrossFit for a long time. I work really closely with CrossFit headquarters, particularly the affiliate division. And, you know, being able to sort of spread my wings, so to speak, again, when it comes to the creative side of design is super exciting.
Yeah, man, you came up with, or at least you and your team came up with like some of the most iconic like graphic and slogans, WOD Killa, and like, I mean, so many of these like classic things that we've all seen a million times. Those all came from your guys' design, right?
Yeah, you know, it's funny to see that even now new brands will come out with concepts that we launched years ago that they probably didn't even realize we did. So, you know, there's definitely, it's a cool feeling to have been part of the history of what's happened with CrossFit and seen all these things and been part of the culture of it. You know, I link it to, you know, being part of the skate community or surf community when it was just starting. And yeah, I just hope that people remember who we are because we're going to relaunch and at least there's going to be some surly old guys out there that are, you know, still have like a dusty old WOD Killa shirt.
Leave me out of this, all right? All right, so you guys going to be reviving any of those old designs?
Well, that's the beauty of this print on demand, right? So, yeah, we can probably revive just about all of them. So we're not going to do a crazy 100 design launch. You know, it's probably going to be controlled, slow, like, you know, laying some things out. But yeah, we want to do some legacies. We want to do some new stuff, collaborations with people that we've always wanted to work with or that we've worked with in the past. So it's going to be just fun again. You know, that's what we're doing it for.
And part of what you'd mentioned before we started the show was about potentially even creating some of these designs, like designs that you guys create, as that your affiliates can actually license, right? So you guys have cool designs that you guys as a team design and that are creative, cool, that then the gym owner can take and put their logo on and makes their gym look like they have these cool designs and brand and all that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
I think that's huge.
We started doing that already a little bit. And the goal is, you know, we know what you can and can't do. We get approval on the stuff that we create. And we have a pretty good eye on the creative side of things when it comes to CrossFit and the culture of CrossFit. So the idea is to create something that, you know, the masses of affiliates would want, that we can easily add their logo to, and then they can sell it on AMP. So that we've already started that. The one we've done was a Game of Thrones based concept, and we hope to do a lot more.
Right on, man. So, all right. So, well then, as I ask everyone who's on this show, what's one piece of advice you would give to gym owners watching this?
Oh man,
make it good. Don't screw this up.
Piece of advice. Well, you know, I think that I'm probably on here mainly because of my background in the apparel world. So I'd say that if there's a piece of advice for that side of things is, you know, merchandising matters. You know, make sure that the stuff that you have is displayed well. You know, take pride in that. The higher perceived values a product has, the more likely it's going to sell. And keep your product fresh. You know, don't just keep the same design over and over and over again. You know, with most affiliates, there's, you know, 100, 300 of people that go there. And there is turnover, but there's a lot of people that have been there for a really long time and they want new stuff.
Right.
And if you don't give them that, they're not just going to buy the same shirt over and over and over again. So, you know, those would be the two big ones in the apparel side of things, I'd say.
Awesome, man. Well, Marcus, thank you very much for being on today.
Absolutely.
Where can people find more about you and AMP?
Fullyamped.com.
Right on, man. Well, thank you very much. And I want to thank all of you guys for joining us here today. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can join the conversation every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on the Gym Riot Facebook page. Thank you guys all for your support. Now get out there and build something that matters. We'll see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.